You might think that with every healthy choice you make, each salad, every workout, each extra hour of sleep, you're building an invisible shield around your health. But there's a silent threat lurking much closer than you think, one that slips past all your defenses every single day. It's colorless, tasteless, and completely invisible to the naked eye. And right now, it's in your kitchen, your gym, your office, and yes, even in your own body. It's called microplastics, and if you drink water, you're already exposed. Microplastics are tiny plastic fragments, less than 5 millimeters in size, often so small that hundreds could fit on the head of a pin. Some were engineered to be minute, like the microbeads once found in face scrubs and toothpaste. But the vast majority of microplastics come from the breakdown of all the plastic products we use every single day. Sunlight, heat, and time turn plastic bottles, packaging, and even clothing into a fine, toxic dust. That dust doesn't just blow away. It works its way into our air, our soil, our food, and most alarmingly, our water. Recent studies have shattered the illusion of safety when it comes to drinking water. A 2018 investigation found that a staggering 94% of tap water samples across the United States contained microplastic fibers. That's nearly every glass of tap water poured in American homes. But if you think switching to bottled water is the answer, brace yourself. It's often much worse. In 2024, using advanced laser technology, scientists discovered that a single liter of bottled water can contain an average of 240,000 plastic particles, many of them so small they're classified as nanoplastics, capable of slipping through almost every filter, and, crucially, the cells of your own body. So how do these particles get inside you? Every time you drink, every time you eat, and even every time you breathe, you're ingesting microplastics. It's not just water. These particles have been found in salt, honey, seafood, fruits, and vegetables. But water is the biggest culprit because it's the one thing we all consume every single day without fail. But what happens when these microplastics get into your system? For years, scientists hoped that the particles would simply pass through us, harmlessly. But research from the last few years has obliterated that hope. Microplastics, especially the smallest ones, can breach the protective lining of your gut and your lungs, entering your bloodstream and traveling through your body. They've been found in the liver, kidney, lungs, and even the brains of laboratory animals, and now in humans. Perhaps most disturbingly, microplastics have been discovered in the placentas of unborn babies, meaning that even before a child takes its first breath, it's already been exposed. But the particle itself is only half of the story. Plastic is a vector, a carrier of chemicals. Substances like BPA, bisphenol A, are commonly used in plastic manufacturing and are well-known endocrine disruptors. These chemicals can mimic hormones in your body, increasing the risk of reproductive issues and cancer. What's more, as microplastics move through the environment, they act like sponges, soaking up heavy metals, pesticides, and so-called forever chemicals like PFAS. When you ingest the plastic, you're also ingesting a toxic cocktail of everything it's picked up along its journey. The most chilling evidence emerged in 2024 when a groundbreaking study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found microplastics embedded in the arterial plaque of patients with cardiovascular disease. The results were staggering. Those with microplastics in their arteries had a 4.5 times higher risk of heart attack, stroke, or death within 3 years, even after accounting for all other risk factors. For the first time, scientists have drawn a direct, measurable line between microplastic exposure and fatal human disease. So, what can you do? Is it even possible to protect yourself in a world blanketed with plastic pollution? The answer is yes. And the solutions are often simpler than you think. First and most importantly, ditch bottled water. The idea that bottled means pure is a myth. In fact, bottled water can contain up to 100 times more microplastics than tap water. The act of opening, squeezing, or even storing water in plastic bottles releases a fresh avalanche of plastic particles into every mouthful. Switch to glass or stainless steel bottles and containers wherever possible. Next, consider your water filtration. Not all filters are created equal. Most standard pitcher filters do little to block microplastics, especially the smallest nanoplastics. The gold standard for home water purification is reverse osmosis, or RO, filtration. These systems use a membrane so fine that it removes up to 99.9% of microplastics, as well as heavy metals and other pollutants. Countertop and under-sink row units are more accessible and affordable than ever, and they're your best defense against invisible contamination. Surprisingly, boiling your water can help too, especially if you live in an area with hard water, which contains higher amounts of minerals like calcium and magnesium. When you boil hard water for 5 minutes, these minerals form crystals that trap microplastics. Let the water cool and strain it through a coffee filter to remove the crystals and the plastic they contain. While this method is less effective with soft water, it still reduces your exposure. Beyond your water, take a look at your kitchen. Replace plastic food storage containers with glass or stainless steel. Never microwave food in plastic, as heat accelerates the release of both microplastics and harmful chemicals into your food. Be vigilant about hidden plastics. Paper coffee cups are often lined with plastic, and some tea bags are sealed with plastic too. Don't forget your clothes. Every load of synthetic laundry sheds thousands of microfibers, tiny plastic threads, into your wastewater, which eventually cycles back into the environment and, ultimately, your drinking water. Choose natural fibers when you can, and use filters or laundry bags designed to catch microfibers. The microplastic crisis is daunting, but knowledge is power. By making a handful of smart, science-backed changes, you can dramatically reduce your exposure and protect yourself and your family. Ditch the bottled water, upgrade your filtration, swap plastic for glass and steel, and be mindful of the hidden plastics in your daily life. The science is new, but the message is clear. It's time to take back control of your health, one glass of water at a time.